Good morning, everybody, and welcome to One Yard Wednesday. I'm so glad you're here with us today. I have Mr. GP behind the scenes helping me out today. So give us both some likes and thumbs up, and we'll get going here with our great fabrics for One Yard Wednesday today. Reminder, prices won't be available till after the show, so sit back, relax, and enjoy looking at some really beautiful fabrics. The quilts on set today. Behind me, I have a Roxanne. Beautiful quilt with a really nice border. We'll take a peek at that a little bit later. And then behind Mr. GP is Amelie.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
This is Blissful?
That is Blissful. Yeah. Is that our first bundle club?
I think so.
I think it was our first one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Amelie. Amelie's just a really fun one. Quick and easy, but follow the directions. One time I didn't follow the specific directions, so my accent fabric ended up going 2 different ways, and so then I had to readjust my blocks to make it make sense. Always follow Gudrun's directions. Exactly. It's my tip of the day.
Awesome.
A separate tip of the day. I have a question. So my question today is, who in your life introduced you to quilting?
How would you answer that?
How would I answer that? So I've said before, I got my start into sewing, which was apparel, from my mother and her mother. My quilting adventures started when I was an adult. So I did a lot of apparel sewing when I was young, and will still dabble in it a little bit. But most of my quilting would still say from my mother. My mother-in-law is a big quilter, and I have some aunts and other family that are into quilting. But I loved fabric, and so I kind of I love the art and design that's involved in fabric, all of it. So, and I love color. So I don't know, It's just the whole...
That's awesome.
Yeah, loved it. Who got you into quilting, Mr. GP?
That's a great question. I would say my mother.
Your mother. Weird.
GE herself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you made a quilt before?
I made a quilt top once. I was very young, and I gave up halfway through, and my mom finished it.
So how young is young? Like 8,
I think I was like
10?
7 or 8.
Oh, you were that young?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
get back to it.
Spent some time with Mr. GP's brother Otley this past week when we were in Houston, and we were talking that he too has sewn one quilt top.
We'll get back on it.
There we go. Good idea. All right, let's look at some beautiful fabrics. This fabric line comes from Art Gallery. I'm so excited about it. It is from the Everlasting line. This first one that I'm starting off with is Everlasting Bouquet Muse. This one is my favorite. I love it. Look at these big, beautiful florals in here. It's just gorgeous. So we were talking yesterday, or I was talking yesterday on Tipsy Tuesday about kind of the focal print of the line. I would say this is definitely the focal print to this line, and I just love it. So let's move on. My next one is Everlasting Crossed Paths. So this is just a really great piece. It'd be perfect for binding, but I love just kind of the crossed hatches that are going on in here. The next one is Everlasting Promises. This is another beautiful piece in the floral line. It's kind of this soft pinky peach background color with roses, tossed roses. Yes, this one is Beautiful. Then we have some dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Do you like dragonflies, Mr. GP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's great. So we got lots of dragonflies. They're kind of all over. No
What's
real symmetry behind them. Oh, thank you. Yes, this is called Flutterbuds.
I like that name.
Yeah. And then we have Everlasting Dotted Veil. So just a polka dot. They are fairly symmetrical in here. And lots of different colors. So we kind of have the navy going on, and then the teal and the pinky red color is in there. And this one, yeah, is very symmetrical. We have another floral print, which is the Everlasting Flower Keeper. This one's just really sweet little flowers. I'm going to open this up just a little bit more so you can see it. Because it's got a kind of a funky print to it. Cutting it up will be so fun because you're going to get a little bit different cut every time, just the way it's laid out in here. So that's really a fun piece. And then we have Everlasting From the Heart. So this is a nice other great also for bindings and borders. It's just really sweet. The hearts are just kind of continuous. They kind of remind me of like you can do, not really, it's not origami, but you just fold the paper and then you can cut continuous hearts that are all connected, if you can see that a little bit better. It's really fun. I like this one. All right. So this is from the Everlasting line by Art Gallery. There are 7 pieces to the line. And I'm covering up the most beautiful one as I look at the screen. Like, where's the main focal print, right? Hiding. Let me get to it. Here it is. There we go. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So now we have 7 prints.
You got a notion?
I do have a notion. Thank you. All right, so my notion today is this cute little, I don't know if you can see it, cute little wrist pin cushion. This is a Lori Holt pin cushion from Bee in My Bonnet. And I used one of these when I did more of apparel sewing. It's just super handy when you have pins right at your wrist when you're pinning like your pattern to the fabric, so it's right there. But it's just like really handy when you're doing any kind of piecing to just have the pins right at, okay, let me slow down. Pins right at your disposal. I find myself going from my sewing machine back to the ironing board or to my cutting table or even to my design wall for that matter. How handy is it to just have your pins right there with you? I know we can have pins, a few different places around our sewing room, but to have it right at your wrist is super efficient and very handy. We've got a special on these right now. They're $4.95 a piece, and we don't have a ton in stock, so make sure you scoop one up. The elastic, it's just a basic elastic band, and I don't have the daintiest wrists, and it's very comfortable. So just so you know, very cute. Grab yourself one. Keep your pins right with you, and you're not heading off in another direction to grab them in your sewing room. All right. So a couple of quilts. We talked about the quilts a little bit on set, but I want to just point out as we're looking at the fabric line today, Roxanne, Mr. GP, if you'll go over to the overhead. I'm just going to pull Roxanne here quick out of the little plastic sleeve and point out a couple of things. So the Roxanne pattern that we have has a really great border for the pattern, and either the big focal print would be great for that border, or you could even use this softer border, just really depending on what you like. But either of these would be great borders in this line. And then I did grab a Floral Elements chalk just to show you for that background fabric. And this one. If you're looking at Roxanne and you're making a lap size, you would need 1 1/4 yards for the border. I'm binding 1/2 yard, and then 1 3/4 yard for the background. But this fabric line would be beautiful in a Roxanne. Or you could go with the Amelie route and use all of the fabrics in the line. And then for an accent, it would be really fun to do this Deco Stitch teal. Such a great one to just bring out more of the teal that's in the line. I think it would make a gorgeous Amelie. So check that out. If you aren't so excited about the teal, you could definitely go back to the Floral Elements for a white accent with the Amelie. But both of these would make, the fabrics would make great quilts. Are there any questions? Do we have any questions from anybody?
I'm not seeing anything
right now. No questions? All right. So let's just quick look at the fabrics again. Again, we're back at this focal print that we have here, the Everlasting Bouquet. Then we have Everlasting Promises, this other really beautiful floral. Then we have Everlasting Crossed Paths. Then we can't forget about our cute little dragonflies with the Everlasting Flutter Buds. We've got Everlasting Dotted Veil, the symmetrical polka dots. I do love a good polka dot.
Who doesn't?
Symmetrical or not. We've got Everlasting Flower Keeper. Oop. Let's go this way. And then we have Everlasting From the Heart. The stripe. Such a great line. I love Art Gallery fabrics. I love the feel of them, using them, everything. So this is a great line. Yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing?
About your notion and the patterns.
My notion and the pattern. Let's look at, we have Roxanne as one of the patterns. And then we have Amelie. The supersized Amelie also would be great. But I just really love the prints in this one for an Amelie. And then we have our wrist pin cushion by Lori Holt.
Got a question for you.
All right. Is the dotted veil a light pink background or white? It is very light pink. Just here, let me put it next to this kind of pinky peach. It's just a shade lighter, actually a couple shades lighter, but it is more on the pink tones. It's not white. Yeah, great question. Thank you. We have half of our crew hanging out in Houston for the next few days, so if you are in that neck of the woods, make sure you stop by and see them. They are at booth 1320. Tonight, it's Wednesday, right? Yes, it's One Yard Wednesday. I just got back from Houston yesterday. I'm a little off. But tonight is preview night at Quilt Festival, and then it will run Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mr. GP heads out on Friday to help them out in the booth, so it'll be even quieter around here. But yeah, they're having a great time so far, it sounds like, getting everything all set up and ready to go. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday for One Yard Wednesday on November 6th at 9:30. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.